Welcome to Carolina Real Estate. Today we're at 8068 Cortona Drive in the Castillo Del Mar neighborhood of the Grande Dunes Resort in Myrtle Beach. And we're visiting with Jack Gregory, the founder and president of the Gregory Company, who has the home listed for sale. Hello, Jack.
Greg, it's a pleasure to be here.
Great to get in. This home is amazing. I can't wait for when you give the virtual tour to viewers, but it just seems to go on and on.
Yeah, this is a real comfortable home, Greg. It's about 2,400 square feet.
Yeah.
And it was a model.
It was a model home.
The model home for Castillo Del Mar.
Okay.
And when Grande Dunes was developing their different area developments,
right,
this was one that they built between 79th and 80th Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why the address being 8068.
I love it.
Cortona.
Well, it's a great address, and the wonderful thing is you're close to 82nd Parkway, but you don't hear anything. We walked outside to look at the pool earlier, and you just don't hear anything. It's wonderful.
Well, the home backs up to 82nd Parkway.
Right.
And there's a wall back there, and the swimming pool is inside the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So when you walk in the front door of the home, first thing you see is the swimming pool.
Yes.
In that back wall. Now you got to realize that this is a home that was built using ICF construction.
Oh.
That's insulated concrete forms.
Okay.
What happens here is they use these foam and they stack them up on top of each other and fill them up with reinforced concrete.
Yes.
It's steel reinforced concrete.
Rebar, yes.
So what it does, big two things here.
Oh, yeah.
It gives you structure that will withstand high winds.
Right.
You're close to the ocean.
Right. And
it will cut down on your energy bill.
Oh, yeah, very definitely.
Up to about 70%.
Is that right? Wow.
It is. So you can set your thermostat and just leave it.
It helps for insurance. It helps for, and then it's termite proof as well. Termites can't get through. I mean, there's incredible benefits there. But of course, just to see the destruction, we recently had Bruce Carroll and his wife Sonia on the show. We were filming at their home, the model home in the Members Club neighborhood of the Grande Dunes. And it's fascinating. He, of course, showed us, through the filming, we showed some of the examples of the ICF, the insulated concrete form. It is amazing to see, but of course to think that 500 years from now, if someone doesn't come in and manually take down this home, it'll be here. It'll absolutely be here 500 years from now because it can withstand so much. When you see the examples of a 92-mile-per-hour home and this home being hit by 92-mile-per-hour winds, it's fascinating to see a normal home getting obliterated and this one just standing up.
I remember, Greg, back in 1954 when Hurricane Hazel came through here. I'm living in a home that was built in 1948, and of course it withstood Hazel. It wasn't on the ocean front, but those that were completely wiped off their foundations. Yeah. And that just won't happen with this type of construction.
That's right. That's fascinating. Real quick about yourself, Jack, you just highlighted that. Are you originally from the area?
Not originally. I was born upstate in Lancaster, South Carolina.
Right.
Went to school in Greenville, graduated Furman, went to law school at USC in Columbia.
Right.
And eventually worked my way back to the beach when I retired from the Navy JAG in 2000.
Yes.
So it's been a trip around the state, but always at the beach.
Yes, yes.
Because that's where I kind of grew up, because every summer I was here.
Oh yeah, very definitely. Well, again, thank you for giving us the opportunity to come in. Ken Strobel's going to be with us in a little bit to highlight his Realtor of the Week profile that he does for the localnewspaper.com, as well as being the lead instructor with Fortune Academy and a community outreach liaison with 360training.com, which will be great to have him in and for him to see this place. Yeah. But you know, the real thrill is the opportunity, if you'd be willing to give a little virtual tour for viewers who may not have been out here before, may not have seen it when it was a model home, and we'll get your phone number to connect right after the tour so that folks, if they want to see it live time, can come out here. But just, would you be willing to give a little virtual tour?
Oh, I think that would be wonderful.
Right.
You have a grand entrance, and the floor is a tile floor, and it's
Yes.
diagonal in shape. So it gives the appearance of being wide.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So as you enter the home, to your left is an office, a study, a den, or you may want to use it as a man cave,
Right, yeah.
which is the most recent definition of
Of
that
this
little
office
nook.
area, yes, yes.
And to your left is the, well, that was on the right, but to your left is the dining room.
Right, right.
And it's an open floor plan.
It really is.
Once you walk into the foyer and move past the den and the dining area,
Right.
you're in the living space, and you can see everything.
Oh, yeah,
You look straight out the window, you're looking at the pool,
yes.
through the screened-in porch where the summer kitchen is.
The summer kitchen.
The summer
yes.
kitchen,
Right,
which is a built-in grill, refrigerator, and it's all enclosed in a screen,
right.
so you don't have to put up with the pest while you enjoy your summer outing,
Mm-hmm.
unless you want to go jump in the pool. That is not enclosed.
Right,
Now, to your left, off of the main room,
right here.
is 2 bedrooms.
Yes.
The Jack and Jill bathroom separates the 2 bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 half baths in this home, Greg.
Wow, that's a unique feature, Jack.
Well, that's what you run into when you have a model home and you want some things that are out of the ordinary.
Right, right,
So you have a half bath out by the pool,
right.
a half bath inside the home near the
Right
2
off
bedrooms.
the living room area, yes, close to the
and
full
a,
bath.
and a half bath in the garage of all places.
In the garage, Jack?
Absolutely.
Look in here,
And
that's
you've got a
amazing.
large garage.
This is a wonderful garage, yes, it really is.
You can park 2 cars in there very comfortably and still have a lot of storage space.
Truly, truly.
Now, in the back part of the home is a living area which adjoins the kitchen.
Yes,
The kitchen is a very unique affair because it has a giant granite top counter
oh, it's glorious.
that can act for pulling up bar stools and snacking.
Right.
And the refrigerator is camouflaged.
Look at it, yeah, the Viking refrigerator here.
So you've got gas grill
Right,
in the kitchen. And there's a big area for fireplace and television over the fireplace.
right, this big screen TV over the fireplace,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now, as you move out of the kitchen area into the den area, as I call it,
Right,
that's the opening that goes into the screen porch area where the summer kitchen is.
right, right.
Now, on the other end of the summer kitchen is the entranceway into the master bedroom,
Oh, yeah.
which is on the right side of the home as you enter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And in the master suite takes up the whole side of the home there.
It really does.
A giant bedroom with a tremendous fan over the bed.
Yeah, look at this fan.
And we've got a walk-in
It's a
closet.
great walk-in closet between the master bedroom and the master bath, which is enormous.
And homes nowadays have big walk-in closets.
Right.
Everybody wants their own private walk-in closet.
Yes.
Now here behind the walk-in closet is a towels and linen closet,
Another closet here.
and
right,
then your master bathroom.
which is enormous.
Well,
Wonderful.
you've got your tub, your spa,
Right.
you've got your shower, your big walk-in shower,
Yes.
and a his and her vanity area.
That's right. That's right.
So
Well, this-
it's perfect for the couple. If you have children, you've got room for them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good home for a nice small family.
And it's priced very well, Jack. One of the great things you highlighted earlier today is the fantastic pricing.
Well, that's the best part. Due to the fact that we've had a market slowdown
Mm-hmm.
and there was so much inventory out there, the price, originally over $1 million, is now down under 800,000,
Wow.
up perfect buy. If you're a buyer in this market, this is one that you would really feel comfortable and proud of owning.
Very truly, and you're just steps from the ocean. We can walk out. We're not far from the Marriott and the wonderful hotel there, but a beautiful opportunity to get out to the beach on Beach Drive, right back here off of 82nd.
Yeah, you're only 2 blocks away.
You really are. It's
Walking
just,
distance.
and of course, you've got your pool right here for yourself. Even if you weren't going out to the beach, it's just the best of all worlds.
Perfect home for a small family.
Truly.
And it's available.
Absolutely. Jack, if a viewer wants to get out here to see it live time, to do a walkthrough and to hear more about ICF construction or all of the wonderful features, the 3 half baths, to see that live time, what's the best phone number for someone to call?
Well, you can call my cell. It's 843-222-4800.
Okay, 843-222-4800. We just got a couple of minutes. You know, for you, Jack, when you think about places to live up and down the Strand, there's so many communities to live in, from all the way deep into Georgetown County up to the state line. Of course, the Gregory Company, your company, has listings all throughout the area, but this centerpiece area here for you, I know as you were talking earlier today, Grande Dunes really stands out for you.
Well, it does. It's in the neighborhood that I basically grew up in.
Right.
And it's really increased the class of the living style of the folks that are here. Even though we have a lot of hotels closer down the road, I'm only 10 blocks away.
You personally live just 10 blocks south of here, right?
That's true.
Right.
And I've seen this area really develop over the years, and it's been positive.
And a very small, I think you said a very small HOA with access to the wonderful Ocean Club, the great, if you can call it an HOA, I don't know if that's the proper term for it, but access to all the different club opportunities and the amenities within this 2,200
That's true,
acres.
Greg. As an owner of a Grande Dunes home, you do have an automatic membership in the Ocean Club, which is the big building down by the Marriott on the ocean front.
Yes.
And it has all the amenities that you would want in an ocean club. Big swimming pool, game rooms, place to eat, wonderful restaurant. So as a resident of the Myrtle Beach, Grande Dunes area, you would be in Castillo Del Mar, which is one of their developments. And it is full. There are no more lots for sale in Castillo Del Mar.
Absolutely. Right. Well, thank you again, Jack. Sorry we've run out of time. Great being with you today, and hope folks will come out and enjoy this wonderful home.
Pleasure to be with you, Greg. Thanks.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina Real Estate with Kent Strobel coming up next. Welcome back to Carolina Real Estate. Today we're at 8068 Cortona Drive in the Castillo Del Mar neighborhood of the Grande Dunes Resort in Myrtle Beach. And we're visiting with Kent Strobel, the Community Outreach Liaison with 360training.com, the lead instructor with Fortune Academy, and a featured writer with the localnewspaper.com doing the Realtor of the Week. What a title, Kent. Great to have you in.
Nice to be here.
How about that virtual tour that Jack just gave us? Can you believe this
Yeah,
home?
this is a fantastic place. It's a really beautiful home.
It is incredible, and it was the model home. Bruce Carroll and the Carroll Group built this way back when and put together a magnificent layout here.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
It is one of a kind. Thanks again for getting in. What about all those titles, Ken? How do you have time to even be in the classroom?
Well, it takes a little bit of scheduling, but I seem to be able to work it in.
And traveling all over the state, you are hither and yon. I think when I call you on your cell phone, I'm in Aiken, or I'm in Greenville, or I'm in Columbia. I don't know how you're able to continue teaching.
Well, I still am able to have my teaching schedule, but I also like to go around and visit with the other locations that we have. We have currently 14 locations for Fortune Academy.
Wow.
So I like to visit with the different technical colleges and other partners that we have with the school. as well as going around to the different associations of realtors in the different locations throughout the state. And then I do instructor evaluations for the school also.
So you actually go into the classroom while other instructors, some of your peers, are teaching pre-licensing, post-licensing, all types of courses, and actually evaluate the teachers.
Right, and sometimes when we have a new instructor coming on board, I'll go around to a different location and help train the instructor.
Wow, Kent, that is incredible. How did you first get interested in real estate?
Well, it's interesting from the standpoint when I had my own corporation, one of my major customers was retiring and turning the business over to his son, and he was going to go into the real estate with a friend of his, and he mentioned that it would be good to have a real estate background even if I didn't want to be in real estate, but I just wanted to invest.
Yeah.
So that's when I first took the first real estate course, and it was the instructor who actually talked me into applying for a license, and now that's what I do. So
that is fascinating, Kent. And of course, the Realtor of the Week and those profiles you've been doing, I believe you did more than 100 when you were writing for the Myrtle Beach Herald and a few years back, and built up a great following in the Herald. And of course now you've just finished your 8th, and your 9th goes live tomorrow at thelocalnewspaper.com. It's exciting to see the momentum building back up again, and a lot of excitement. Even now realtoroftheweek.com is live, so visitors can go online and see it just there as a realtor is profiled on a weekly basis.
And it's fun for me. I get to go around and see a lot of my friends and other business associates that I don't get to see very often.
Right.
So it's nice to go and interview them and catch up and do the articles as well. So I have a good time with it.
And now, how many of those have you interviewed that have not been students of yours or in the classroom for post-licensing or other brokers' classes?
Well, many of them have been students of mine at one time or another. Maybe if it wasn't for first-year sales or post-licensing or a broker class, it's for continuing education, because I teach some of all those things. So, most of them have been in my classroom at one time or another.
I bet they have. Do any of your interviews stand out? Are there any that really jump out at you over the 100 you did with the Myrtle Beach Herald, or even now your 9th kicking off tomorrow at thelocalnewspaper.com?
Probably the one that stands out in my mind more than anything else was Charlie Brindell. He was the Chief Executive Officer for the Coastal Carolinas Association of Realtors for 20-some years.
Right.
And he was quite a guy to interview because of his military background and so forth. He started out going into the military in World War II at the age of 16, so he was too young to be in, but he actually got in, and as an enlisted man. And then he was later sent to Officers Candidate School and became an officer. He served in the Korean War and also in Vietnam as well. So in Vietnam he won the Distinguished Service Cross because of his valor in combat, and he was just really an exciting guy to talk to, had a heck of a background.
For someone like yourself with a military background, I believe you're a Citadel graduate.
Right, I graduated back in 1968, so
Okay.
I'm coming up on my 45th reunion this year.
Son
so
of a
that's long
gun,
time.
Kent.
Right.
Wow, that is incredible to think about. Did you actually go in and serve in the military after that?
I went to Fort Bragg right after I graduated, and at that time I got hurt and was tossed out, I guess you'd say, of the military, and that's when I went into business after that.
Right, right. And you have deep roots in the Palmetto State.
I do now. I was originally from Maryland, but I married a girl from Conway, and if I had a choice between living on the outskirts of Baltimore or the Conway, Myrtle Beach area, and for me that wasn't a tough call. I always liked the river and the ocean, I like the outdoors, and I like to hunt and fish and that kind of thing. So I just love this area, and I've been here ever since. So this is really my home. I've lived most of my life right here.
Yes, your children raised here. I know Conway High School connection. You were formerly on the Horry County Board of Education.
That's correct.
So deep roots here in this very large county. And of course, you know, there's so many counties, not only in our viewing area, but throughout the Carolinas, that a lot of folks are looking in real estate, and they go through those steps. What are the steps pretty easy for somebody to get into real estate?
Well, basically, to get a South Carolina real estate license, you have to take a 60-hour course. and upon completion of that, get a letter of eligibility from the Real Estate Commission to take the state exam. And then when you pass the state exam, then you have to go to work for a broker in charge to get a license in real estate.
Okay.
Then after you have 3 years experience, if you want to get a broker's license and start your own company, you can do that.
It's after 3 years.
You have to have 3 years experience unless you have some other past experience in mortgage lending or something that would qualify.
Right.
And again, you would have to apply for a special consideration from the Real Estate Commission to do that.
Now, are folks allowed, let's say they get a license in South Carolina, are they allowed to sell real estate in other states, like in North Carolina, for our viewers in North Carolina?
Well, we have had a reciprocity agreement with certain states. We no longer have one with North Carolina. In order to get a North Carolina license, an applicant would have to pass the state portion of the North Carolina exam.
Wow.
And for a North Carolina person to get a South Carolina license, they would have to pass the state portion of the South Carolina exam to get a license.
Right.
It is a two-part exam. There is the general portion and the state-specific portion.
Oh,
so they would have to pass the state-specific portion of the exam in order to be licensed in that state.
And licensing is very important in real estate. You feel that this is a critical, not only all the classroom instruction, but actually going through licensing, being monitored by the state, whether the state of South Carolina, state of North Carolina, or anywhere.
Well, that's right. The real estate industry is relatively new from the standpoint that there was not even a real estate commission until it was created by the legislature in 1956.
Wow.
So it's a relatively new industry. The people have been in real estate for many, many years, but
yeah.
There was a lot of speculation and disorder in the real estate business, and that's why we try to have a real estate commission and have a certain amount of regulation to make sure that it protects the public and that people are doing it the right way.
Yes. Share with viewers real quick about 360training.com. You said they own the Fortune Academy, which has the 14 locations statewide. Do they have other locations around the country?
Oh, they have global locations, actually. They are based in Austin, Texas.
Right.
They bought Fortune Academy, took possession of that in the 1st of December in 2007.
Oh, yeah.
And they also have a lot of online courses throughout the country and throughout the world. They do real estate classes in many other states. In fact, I'm a real estate instructor giving real estate information to people in other states as well as South Carolina.
Is that right?
For
Wow.
general knowledge.
Right, for general knowledge.
Not state-specific things.
Right, but for general knowledge.
Right.
You know, there must be tons of frequently asked questions, Ken. If you could put together a book of frequently asked questions, I'm sure you'd be a great lead author of that. But are there questions that you hear more common than others? I know one that came up to me the other day. What's the difference between a real estate agent and a realtor? Is there a difference?
There certainly is, and there is what we call a licensee is someone who has a real estate license. A realtor is someone who is a member of an association of realtors.
Okay.
And therefore, by being a member of an association of realtors, we try to hold ourselves to a higher standard than a normal licensee. By subscribing to the Code of Ethics, there is a Code of Ethics for the National Association of Realtors. If someone in this area joins the Association of Realtors, they would join the Coastal Carolina Association of Realtors, and therefore would become a member of the South Carolina Association of Realtors, and therefore would become a member of the National Association of Realtors.
Right.
And therefore they would subscribe to the Code of Ethics and get a certain amount of ethics training as a new member of the Association of Realtors, and I teach that ethics training. I'm also the trainer for the Grievance and Professional Standards Committees of the Association of Realtors, and if some realtor has a complaint against another realtor, then that grievance will go to the Grievance Committee, and if they see grounds that perhaps a violation took place, then it would go to the Professional Standards Committee for a hearing. So we try to police ourselves as realtors as opposed to going through the litigation.
Right, that's an excellent point. A real stark difference between the two, and very important to bring that up. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Ken. You know, as you think about there have got to be lots of other questions. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. But one of the big questions of why not just sell the house on my own? I suspect a lot of folks go through that. Is there a real benefit of hiring a realtor like Jack Gregory, who's representing the...
Well, there certainly is. There are differences in laws. The laws change all the time. There are fair housing laws. There are property disclosure laws. And a lot of the consumers out there do not understand what those are. So there are regulations for someone who is selling a home to fill out a mandatory seller's residential property disclosure statement, for example. Right. If the house was built prior to 1978, there's a lead-based paint disclosure statement. There are also fair housing laws that people have to understand when they're marketing their property. Right. So it is important a lot of times to use someone who does understand those things rather than just trying to do it on your own. A lot of people say, well, I'll just sell it as a for sale by owner because then I can save the commission. But what frequently happens most often is that the buyer will say, well, I'll buy a for sale by owner because I can save the commission. So usually it is the buyer who's going to offer less because he knows that if the property was listed, then they'd have to pay a commission. So ultimately the seller selling on their own does not really save a commission in most cases.
That's an excellent point. Kent, sorry we've run out of time.
Okay.
Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Stay tuned to more Carolina Real Estate coming up next. Welcome back to Carolina Real Estate. We want to thank Quinty Smith and Jack Gregory with the Gregory Company for letting us in today and to highlight this special home. If you want to see it live time, give them a ring at 843-222-4800. We also want to thank Kent Strobel with the Fortune Academy and 360training.com and the opportunity to spotlight Realtor of the Week, his tremendous profile at thelocalnewspaper.com. Check it out. We also want to celebrate our wonderful website, myrtlebeachscluxury.com, which exclusively has homes in the Grande Dunes Resort. Check it out, Myrtle Beach SC Luxury. You've got homes, condos, land, even commercial properties within this tremendous 2,200-acre master plan development, myrtlebeachscluxury.com. Check it out. And if you're looking for real estate, look for Carolina Real Estate.